All right, so there's a little bit of people on my YouTube channel. I can see Altan who says, "Hey, President, hello." We're actually live, so on my YouTube channel, but also on Dimitrio's YouTube channel, Facebook, and in the streets and whatever. We're live everywhere, and so thank you very much for being here. Welcome everybody, and please give a lovely welcome to this beautiful man. He's an Italian guitar virtuoso called Dimitrio, aka Dimitry Scopelliti. And so here he is. So if you want to say something.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you very much. We also have a lot of people already.
Yes.
So,
okay.
My name is Dimitri Scopelliti. We are streaming this on my Facebook and YouTube channel as well. So I have the pleasure today to have this live streaming together with my friend Antoine from France. Yeah. Mikhtarian. Did I say right?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly that.
Okay, cool. And you are from France?
I'm from France, yeah.
Yeah, how Spanish?
No, I was born in Spain, but from French parents, so I'm only French. But I'm a very open-minded guy, so if you talk in Spanish, I will understand and talk to you.
Well, I can pretend to be able to speak Spanish and a lot of different languages, including English, and some people might say also Italian, even if I'm Italian. So my friends from school, they probably disagree that I can speak a good Italian as well. So.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but I can fake it, and that helped a lot in the last 20 years or so. So yeah, it's great to see you here. Our story goes long back to 10, 15 days.
We are friends from way back, Back in the day, I had long hair and a goatee.
Yeah, it's around 10, 15 days, more or less. But I feel like I know you since 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, we are so close. That's a free guitar camp phenomenon. It's exactly. We didn't sleep together, but sometimes it happens during the camp.
That we live together.
No, but sometimes during the camp,
Yeah, but like at least you had the chance to sleep in a house during the camp. I was living in the tent, so it was kind of weird. Anyways, what I was going to say is, I'm thinking about all the people who saw you on my YouTube channel, because usually there is me. And on my Facebook channel, there is me playing, and they saw you this time, and they were like, okay, what happened to this guy? He has long hair. He looks like he's 10, 15 years younger than he usually is, so it's still me here, and we're going to speak a little bit about a lot of stuff related, music related and not related, and we're going to play some songs, and anybody who wants to ask questions in Espanol?
Dimitrio, actually, I have, because I posted it on YouTube, and so a guy commented it under the post, so we already have one question. So I have to find it out, but it won't be long. So, okay. And you are a teacher and a very busy guitar teacher, so it will be interesting to know what you think of it. So it's a question from Cosmo Pikey. I'm sure it's his real name. And so, how can someone practice slash learn good without a teacher? How can someone know his or her mistakes? So, what's your point on that?
Yeah, that's that's a smart question. Um, okay, so the question is, how can you learn how to play the guitar without a teacher, and
Yeah,
how can you correct any mistakes that you make along the way, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I can tell you this. I learned how to play the guitar by myself in the beginning. I learned a couple
Okay.
of chords from my father, who is a guitar player and singer, but he just play chords, and it's more like a rhythm guitar player. And but then I kind of developed by myself. At that time, I was listening a lot to music and tried to figure it out what those guys like Metallica, Iron Maiden, and those people they were doing on the records because we
Okay.
didn't have YouTube and stuff like that.
So
Nowadays,
everything by ear.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know any scales. I mean, I knew the chords and I figured out the scales just because I was listening to music and I figured out that you could play the whole scale on one single string and then you move to another string and stuff. And so that's how I learned how to play. I figured out everything by myself with friends. I was playing in a
Mm.
band. That helped a lot. Especially, I think playing in a band helped you develop because you have like a goal that might be a
Yep.
new song, or and then you have a confrontation with the other guys. You start understanding more about maybe timing because you have a drummer who is explaining to you some stuff in order to be able to play tight with the band. And but then I went to yeah, I had a couple of teachers, along the way. Like, but I
Okay.
was already like a guitar player at the time, so I developed as a guitar player and already like a composer in first place.
Yes, so you
And then,
used guitar lessons. You used guitar lessons to kind of have a more in-depth and more precise approach.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that in a way, I mean, the thing is this: if you learn by yourself, it might be that you start developing your own style a little bit before, in a way. But
Yeah.
in order to be able to find a way to practice and find your own method in order to develop the technical stuff, it might be helpful to have a teacher. But it's not something that you have to. It's up to also the music that you like, the music that you want to compose. You just need to have enough technique. If we are talking about technique, in order to be
Mm.
able the music that you compose. So like let's say Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, he didn't need to develop so much technique because he needed to play just some chords.
Yeah.
So it's more about the songwriting, and the more about the rhythm. He had a really good timing and stuff.
Mm.
But then I went to the music college, so I started
Okay.
to study a lot of different kind of music, and it might help to have a teacher, but it's not something that you have to. How to correct mistakes? In the beginning, I thought that going to the teacher would be a way to correct mistakes. Now I have to actually rethink in a different way. Like in this environment, there are no rules, in my opinion. It's music, it's art. So there are no mistakes. Of course, the timing has to be tight, so you need to be able to play on time. But about like the way you hold the pick, the way you're picking, and the fingers that you use and stuff like that, are not really like real rules. It's how it works for you in a way. Like if you see with Malmsteen, he has a really weird picking technique, but it's unique, and he plays
Mhm.
stuff that nobody else can play. So there are no mistakes, in my opinion.
Yep, that's a
Yeah.
great answer.
I think.
I mean, my answer in a very very fast way um, would be that basically my thoughts at the beginning were have a teacher at least in the beginning in order to know that you are doing the things properly, and then move on from that, and then go back to teachers if you want to learn faster. Because I mean, I've always had teachers, and so basically, and it's more true now than ever because with the internet and all that, you have a ton of options, and so that can be super good if you are looking for things to do, but it can also be super bad if you don't know where to go. So basically, a teacher we'll say, okay, so you want to learn alternate picking and you like this guy. Okay, we're going to do this. For the moment, ignore this. And once we get there, we will see if, I mean, if maybe we go back to what you said. So that's basically,
You have a you have a classic background, right? I read that you were playing classical music or you were playing
yeah, well,
saxophone.
I started, I mean, I've always been a very disciplined guy, but I started with violin and then cello, and then wanted to be a drummer, but my parents didn't want me to be a drummer. Then I wanted to be a bass player. Then my father didn't want me to be a bass player, and he said, I'm going to buy you a guitar. And so I said, "Oh, yeah, I
But
will
you couldn't
switch
play.
to bass anyway." But I didn't. Well, that
So
wasn't, this wasn't my first guitar, but
so the great thing is that you learn how to read music in first place, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And rhythm has never been an issue. I'm not. I mean, I'm a so-so dancer. I mean, I'm okay. For me, I'm a great dancer, but when I see myself, I'm not that good.
well,
But I mean, rhythm has never been an issue. But what you said makes sense, because basically, if you listen carefully to a song back and forth, you will start figuring stuff out, and you will also start figuring out that what you're doing is not exactly what he does. So that way you develop. The
yeah,
other thing to bear in mind is that doing making mistakes, as you said, there's no mistakes, and by making mistakes and not playing exactly the way it's supposed to be played, you develop your own vocabulary. So that's a great thing to do. So
mm. And yeah, I was supposed to say something. I forgot. I totally forgot. But maybe you
no
wanna
problem.
maybe you wanna play a song.
Yeah, I'm
Which
gonna play a
song to
song. So
play? You're gonna play three songs today, right?
yeah, but for a moment, I'm gonna play one called "Keep
Before you
Calm." It's on
say
my YouTube channel.
before you play that, I listened to the first song, which I don't remember the title now. Maybe you can help me out.
The first
Your
song
first
is
song,
"Keep Calm,"
right? And
and then you have
about
"Snap," "Reloaded," and then "Fluffy is back."
yeah, and I about what I hear in the music that you play, I hear some influences, but I'm not sure if I'm correct, so I'm gonna guess.
Okay,
Okay, of course I hear a little bit of a Free Kitchen influence.
okay.
Yeah. Also, I hear some Devin Townsend. Is that possible?
Maybe on Snap, because
Yeah.
it's in the Bartok mode, so the mixer Lydian sharp 4 or Lydian flat
Mm.
7, and
And
so that's kind of a mesmerizing sort of mode. So that is probably where you get
then I have
the Devin
influence, but
Townsend vibes.
hopefully it's gonna be right. Dream Theater.
I had a
Okay.
Dream Theater period,
Okay.
but I mean
But then,
it's okay.
when you have an influence, that is gonna stay with you forever. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you all those bands, so these three artists are great, and I appreciate them. So if you're comparing me to them,
But
it's good, no problem.
who is your one of your favorite bands? Like you get more inspiration from musically
I
speaking.
mean, my well, because I have a band called Micmac,
Mm.
Mikh in one word. Um, what I compose there is singing music, so I play the guitar and sing, and that's heavily influenced by Free Kitchen and Alter Bridge. So it's kind of the in between Alter
But
Bridge and Free
that's why you
Kitchen.
have a great timing because you play the guitar and you sing. Everybody who do
Yeah,
that, like let's say James Hetfield, it's a typical example.
yeah.
They have a great timing. So I should learn how to sing. I guess it's never
Mm.
too late. It's never too late. I'm
No,
still
and
like
it's not that complicated. It just takes time, like anything, but it's not that complicated, really.
yeah.
It's like learning the two hands on a keyboard on a piano. Just you figure out one, then the other, and then how the two
Or like
cooperate.
the drum,
And so,
or like the drums.
so that's the same thing here. So you learn
But
the
did
singing
you learn
part.
how to sing? Did you learn how to sing because you were playing the guitar in the beginning and your band needed to have a singer or something? A lot of people start
Well,
like that.
the first band I had when I was 13, I wasn't the singer. I wasn't even the lead guitar player. But then I started to become. It was very popish rock, to not say rubbish rock. But I mean, it wasn't really that fun. And then I became a little bit more heavy, and so formed my own band, which was a very badass band called Red Machete. And we had a logo, with a knife and all that. And so the bass player from the previous band, who was the singer in that band, he played bass and was supposed to sing. He was supposed to sing in my band, and he never showed up. So basically, I said, yeah. So basically, I said, okay, well, I will sing. And at first, I thought I was super, super talented. Then realized I was completely losing my voice after 3 songs, and then sort of started figuring out how to properly sing. And yeah, now I can go on tour without losing my voice. Not that I'm going to go on tour anytime soon with the
No.
situation, but
Well, with YouTube, probably. YouTube tour.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, then you can play the song. The song is called the game. Sorry.
Keep calm. And is there a little bit of noise? I don't know. Like,
No, it sounds perfect. I mean, okay, we have the usual internet issues.
oh, okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay,
I'm just
enjoy. No, sorry. Hold on.
So
Here
just
we
to
go.
make sure that
Yeah.
everything is correct.
More backing track.
Okay. Okay. So this time from the beginning. Sorry, I don't hear the backing track enough. Just
Yeah. Bring it on.
okay. I'm gonna restart, but then it will be figured out.
Great job, man.
And that's it. Yeah, sorry for the beginning. I had to figure things out with the backing track.
That's because we used the YouTube backing track in the beginning. Because we did actually a proper sound check, but then we decided to improvise a little bit. But now we fixed it, so that's great. I have a question. This is from your band, right? So this is supposed to be with lyrics. Am I right?
No. This one is from YouTube, so it's the Antoine Mikhtarian solo project.
So this is gonna be on your solo album.
Yeah, when there will be one, there will probably be.
You're recording a solo album right now, or?
No. I'm just recording songs from for YouTube. I'm recording songs for my band's next record at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw you were in the studio right after the free guitar camp.
Yeah, I'm actually still recording stuff. We basically recorded. So what was bass and drums the week after the free guitar camp, and then we and yeah, well, then I recorded so most of the guitar solos and the harmonies and stuff like that. What?
The backing track you play now, that is was recorded before that, was recorded in your studio, right?
I re-recorded it actually for this live because the sound was from a year ago.
For the drums, do you use Superior Drummer?
I use Easy Drummer too.
Okay, because it sounded familiar. I use Superior Drummer frame, but the sound is basically the same, you know.
Oh yeah, great.
So
Thank you.
I never had the Easy Drummer 2, you said?
Yeah, and it's
it might be
it's made of metal, I think. The
Metal Foundry. Metal Foundry.
I don't know, but yeah, it's one of those. And so yeah, basically I recorded all rhythm guitars and vocals before the camp, and then after the camp, the other guys recorded their parts. So most of the things were recorded in my home studio, and the drums in the studio of the mixing engineer. So yeah, that's basically how we've done it.
And what do you use for the guitars?
What I use for the guitars is the XFX3 and the Sunbird.
So you don't use like plugins or?
No, I have some Neural DSP stuff, and of course you sent me the Mercurial SX11.
Which Mercurial?
The S11, the yellow
AMT. Yeah.
Emulation. So yeah, I for the moment I mean I've noodled around for an hour or so with it.
I need to send you some presets that I did.
The what?
The presets that I did. I need to send them.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Well, if you so want. Should we maybe answer some of the questions here?
Yeah, right. Otherwise, I'm just speaking forever. So, and we don't want that.
So we have Jean Dondon saying, "Ciao Dimitrio, tutto a posto?"
Seriously? Where is that? In Italian? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Then my name is wrong, but tutto a posto is right. No, it's my name is okay. Yeah. Tutto a posto, yes, everything is alright. Tutto a posto.
Okay. So then please play Johnny B. Good, Back to the Future. Can you play Johnny B. Good?
Oh fuck, I didn't play it for too long time. I don't remember. But I can tell you this. This is blues with the rhythm in C. Was it like this? So how was that? Yeah. So hang with me or something. He said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why actually. Yeah, no, it was almost like I used to play that. Now I don't remember that anymore. And I have an A-string guitar here. I don't think it's the case to play Johnny B. Good with an A-string.
Yeah, well, you can play whatever on an A-string guitar.
The reason why I play the guitar is because I saw Back to the Future, so that makes perfect sense.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So when people ask me why do you play the guitar, okay, first is because I'm an idiot, and the second is because I watched Back to the Future.
Okay. So yeah. I don't remember why I chose guitar. Well, I didn't choose guitar. That's why. I wanted to be a bass player, and then,
Yeah, that's
well,
weird. Usually
got
people,
a.
usually
No, but I
people
mean,
want.
I had Guitar Heroes, and my uncle plays guitar, so he was kind of the guitar hero of the family.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I'm
But
much better
but
than him.
usually people want to play the guitar, and then for some reasons which I'm not gonna mention, they're gonna switch to bass.
Oh yeah,
Instead, you want to play bass, and you ended up playing the guitar. You know?
yeah. Well, I mean, I have two uncles. The first one plays bass, and the other one, the older brother, plays guitar. And so I basically spent a couple of weeks during the summer when I was 10 or 11 with the bass player, the uncle bass player, and so he convinced me to not play drums and to play bass. And then because I was sort of in a, I play an instrument for 3 years and then stop. My father figured out that it would be maybe better for me to start with the guitar, and then if things go wrong, I can switch back to the bass. But
Yeah.
I didn't. I never switched. So he was right.
But you play the bass as well, right?
Yeah, just for fun. Basically, it's my hobby when it's, well, usually when it's 8 or 9, and I have finished my day, my working day. I just play the bass over some bullshit music like I don't know, Justin Timberlake, stuff like that, or you know.
Well, when I finish my day, I will never think about playing the bass.
I like it. It's
I would
really
go
fun.
like, I have to play the bass now. No, I don't think so. Yeah, but I play
It's
the
really
bass during
fun.
recording when I do demos and stuff like that. I play bass almost every day. You know.
And you play it with the pick or with the fingers?
Now I play with the fingers. It's really funny because in the beginning I was playing with the pick, and this is really a funny story. I mean, for me it's funny. Last January I was playing football. I play football usually every week, and I
Okay.
actually I broke my arm, you know, because I'm
Okay.
an idiot, as I said before, because I was playing football, and yeah, the arm was broken, but I didn't know it was broken, and I had to fly to the Namcho to play the Namcho, and everything was right. It was kind of painful, but
Okay.
I managed to play. 17 performance, everything was fine. It was getting better and better, and then I went to play football. When I came back, I went to play football again, and I injured myself again on the arm, and this time was completely the wrist was completely broken, and
Okay.
I had to wear the cast for 5 6 weeks,
Okay.
and that was a problem because being a professional musician, I need to play the guitar. If I can't play the guitar, it's kind of a mess. So, but there was one thing. I had like the fingers; those fingers, they were sticking out from the cast.
Okay. Yeah.
And I never played classical guitar or something, but I mean, like this is the only way I can play the guitar, and I kind of improved because I played for 5 6 weeks every day, the whole day with the fingers, trying to do what
Yeah.
I used to do with the pick. And then I started to play the bass just with fingers because I improved the technique with the fingers. So at the end of the day, it was almost a happy accident in a way.
Yeah.
Really
Well, I
accident
mean,
because
you do what you can with what you have, and so
exactly,
you
exactly.
made a good thing, even being injured. I mean, I did. I had a tendonitis on my left wrist for a couple of months, and I did videos of what you can do with only your right hand as a guitar
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
And so there's practice pick throwing. I'm actually pretty good at throwing picks. Now it's, I
In
mean,
the water like this.
yeah, I learned that very very late in, but now I can do that. So we have more questions for you, my dear Dimitrio.
Yeah.
So we have, do you know Dark Lunacy from Kagatai Bullet?
Yeah, I know the band. Yes, I remember we because I have a band in Italy which is called Arcadia, which is my first band, and it's still together. I mean, we are not really active now. Of course, now there is the pandemic, but even before the pandemic, we had
Okay, yeah.
some kind of a break. But the band still exists. We made, I think, 5 albums. At least. Yeah, we did 5 albums or six, five, and yeah, and we played with Dark Lunacy. I think it was a festival in the north of Italy in a city called I think Brescia, and Dark Lunacy. They were headliners. It was a kind of a
Okay.
big fest. Yeah, and I remember they were all professional musicians. They were really, really good at playing. It was not exactly my kind of stuff. It was more like I
Okay.
think it was black metal or something, or melodic black metal, something like that. They were really great, great musicians. I remember, especially the bass player was
Okay.
really, and the singer had a great voice. I remember. But I didn't manage to see the show. I saw just the sound check, and then we hanged out a little bit together that day. You know. And,
That's great.
yeah,
I
but
didn't know
I,
about
I
Dark
never
Lunacy.
after that. After that, but then I moved to Norway, so
Okay.
I kind of
So
got.
then we, yeah, no, sorry, sorry. Then we have so Altan goes saying greetings from Turkey. So hello, Altan. Greetings from France and Norway. So hello. Have you had a chance to check? So, okay, so that question is for me. Have you had a chance
Yep.
to check "Alone" by Ben Harper? I would love to see your cover. So I have listened to it, and it's basically in the works. Because I do also metal covers and stuff for the people watching from Dimitri's point of view. I do also metal covers, and usually I take songs who aren't metal.
Yeah.
It's much better to then turn them into metal. I'm not really the kind of guy who, and not really anything wrong with that, but I'm not really the kind of guy who's going to play exactly the way as Petrucci does his thing. There's already a lot of them on the internet, so I mean, no use for me. So yeah, I have checked out Alone by Ben Harper, and it shall come one day. Just be patient. I'm working on stuff, but it shall it shall come at one point. And I will think about you, Engin. Engin Tekin. I love your name, Engin Tekin. So then, okay, Jean Dondon, like this name also, says, "Do you listen to Elder?
Elder.
Elder
Is it?
like Elder? I mean, I
No,
don't.
I
I
never heard.
listen to elder
I never.
people sometimes when they say
Yeah.
interesting stuff, but I don't know if there's a band called Elder. I don't listen to it.
Me, I am Elder.
Yeah, and I listen to you, sir.
Yeah.
Say wise
Oh,
words.
I never.
Something.
Sorry, I never heard the band. I never heard the band.
Okay,
But we'll check it out.
so we have Osman saying hi. We have so hello. We have Da Talamus doing this. So hello to you. Hello to Muhyiddin Topalak. Cool glasses, by the way. So I think it's for my glasses. Yeah,
Yeah.
that way I can read. You know, you are the old guy, but I'm the one with the glasses. So
Well,
that way we are sort of
yeah, the only thing that still works are the eyes. Yes.
okay. The only thing really.
The ears are completely gone, so I don't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
the
Beethoven was
yeah,
dead. So
yeah, kind of. We
I
are
mean,
kind of the same.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. He was. Yeah, he's a little bit more average. But so yeah, and then Sword and Shield who says hi guys. So
Hello.
hello, Sword and Shield. Do you have questions?
A lot of epic names. Yeah. I
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah. Do you have questions from your?
you play Strumber guitar.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And you play 7-string guitars? 8 strings
I
as well?
For the moment I only play 7, but I want to try out 8. After being to the camp, to the Fugita camp 3 years in
And
a row.
after trying my
Yeah,
guitar.
after trying your guitar, but it will be a pleasure to try out your guitar in a more
Mhm.
official way once it comes out. I know that releasing a guitar in these times is not the best way, but I mean, I I can fake my way through an 8-string guitar, no problem.
So, how long have you been playing the 7-string guitar?
Um,
Because you probably started
um,
with 6-string guitar, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I started with 6-string, and I think I switched to 7-string guitar like almost exclusively for 4 years.
Mm.
Because then sometimes I had a 6-string. I had a sort of deal with the brand, and at first they gave me a 6-string, so I was in between the 6-string to show it to the people and the 7-string to keep my chops on a 7-string. Then it didn't go anywhere with the brand, so I kept with only the 7-string.
I think they told me that at a free guitar camp.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of great stories about brands and stuff. But now I'm super happy with Strandberg. It's the best guitar I've ever had. I said that to Ola, and who knows, maybe someday I will be working with them.
I actually
For the moment,
I
nothing
did
official.
work for I did work with them at NAM Show 2016, and I
Yeah.
remember that demo like probably the best demo I have done so far, because the guitar was, even if it was not my guitar, because I picked it up the same day. I was there in the
Mhm.
morning, and I try out a couple of guitars. I try out the Per Nilsson guitar, the one that he was supposed to
Yeah.
play, but it was not exactly set it up like I like it, because I prefer to have like higher action. I'm used to band
Yeah.
or stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Then then I tried the guitar of this guy from Scales the Summit, and I Chris Latchford or something like that.
Keith Richards. Yeah, he's playing Kiesel now, if I'm
Ina,
not mistaken.
he's playing Kiesel. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a good setup for me. And I remember it was a blue guitar, like
Yeah.
Matthias. What kind of guitar is it? It's a black guitar. No,
I
it
want
was a
it.
blue guitar,
Yeah,
and
make it black and with eight
it was
strings.
sounding great. It was the setup was great, and it was actually almost not possible to play around in a way. The fingers, they were always in the right position, so it was a great demo.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I actually think that Strummer guitars are one of the best brands in the market right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to dig sort of the looks, but I mean, from an ergonomic point of view and playing wise, it's, I mean, the easiest guitar to play, I think. So yeah, I mean, playing guitar is already pretty complicated, so might as well have a guitar easy to play. But so we
I
have a hardcore fan of mine, well, a
Okay.
subscriber. He in all the videos, and he comments like 6 times for every video. So I have to say hi. Hello, Fatty. You are the best. So Fatty Sirin, lovely that you are here. Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone watching. You are all the best,
Sure.
and even the people who come from Dimitri. I love you all too. I mean, it's lovely that people
Yeah,
are
of course.
watching this. So thank you very
It's
much to
it's
everybody.
it's just about love.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah. I'm a very lovely kind of guy. I say beautiful all the time, but I mean it. When I say that you're a beautiful guy, you are indeed. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm heterosexual, but I can say if a man is beautiful or not.
About beautiful and guitars, I'm gonna show you my first seven-string guitar.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully it's here. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, no problem. And so, hello, Yusuf. And do you guys like folk metal? From Muhyiddin Topalak. I do. I do like folk metal. I mean, I listen to Fintro and Kopi Clanny also, so that counts as. Oh, I saw it. I saw it on Facebook, and I was answering. Do you like folk metal? So I like a little bit of folk metal, like just with seasoning, a little bit here and there, because otherwise it's a lot of.
Yeah, and then it depends. I think it's really cool to mix up rock and roll together with
Yeah.
other kind of music that comes from other genre.
Uh,
So this is my
but
first seven.
yeah,
I
that's right.
and I actually played the seven-string guitar more than a six-string guitar, because I started playing seven-string in 2000. This is from 2000. This is a vintage instrument at this point. So this is the only good stuff for 2020, is that this guitar is 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's still great. And when I was playing Strandberg, in a way, Strandberg reminded me of this guitar. That's
I mean,
why
the Per Nilsson model is made after that guitar. He was playing a Universe. So
that's what I was thinking about that, because I had the
yeah,
same thing. And then when Ola Strandberg, he came to the
yeah,
free guitar company. He said that he had always had been a fan of Ibanez guitar. I kind of put the things together. So that made sense, because for me it was like
yeah.
just a coincidence. But I was like, man, when I played that guitar, I was like, I'm feeling exactly like the
Mm.
first time I was playing the Universe, which is still after 20 years my favorite. Even if I play more like 8-string guitar now, and I play six strings for more for work, but still the Universe is still my favorite, and it's still kicking
Okay.
ass.
And speaking about playing guitar, do you want to play one of your beautiful songs?
Yeah, I need to change that. This is
Yeah, no problem.
this is too much old school for me.
You're going to
Hold on.
play old blues on that. Okay, well, put in the comments how you are all doing, and if you have questions, really put them there. We are here to answer everything. I mean, everything we can. Of course, we won't be. Sorry, I'm sweaty. But yeah, put your questions in the comments on Dimitrios' page, in my page, whatever. If you have questions, leave them there, and I'm gonna shut up and let Sir
So,
Dimitri speak
do you hear
his
the guitar?
instrument. I hear the guitar. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do like this. And by the
Yes.
way, before I play, I'm gonna tell you this. First, this is my signature guitar. Let me find a better position. And this is an A string guitar, and of course, because I play A string guitar. And this is a Les Paul kind of guitar. It's not, of course, it doesn't look exactly like Les Paul, but it's a Les Paul model in a way. And this is designed by me together with my friend Alessandro Cardivo from Italy, my friend since long time. And yeah, what we did was to develop this model. This is still the first prototype. I'm going to show you after the song, probably the other one, which looks exactly the same. It's just that the fretboard is a bit kind of thin. I mean, not the fretboard, sorry, the neck is a bit thinner, and the playability is way better compared to this one. But still, it looks exactly the same. Here we have, yeah, we have two hip shot extenders. That's why there is this gap between the first and the second tuning mechanic, is because there is a there you need to actually move this thing down in order to tune it in a different tuning. So basically, I'm gonna drop it down to E and A instead of being like F sharp and E just with a click. Yeah, this is the point. And because I play sometimes in drop E or drop A, like this, my guitar is gonna be like E, like in the tuning, it's gonna be E A, and then like a regular six string. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the other model because we have improved a couple of things. But now I'm gonna play the song. Finally, this song is M Psycho. It's called M Psychosis, and it comes from my latest album, which is called The Silent Watcher. And I have a lot of guests in this album. One is Marco Miniman, who's playing the drums in some songs. I have Matthias Eklund, which is playing solo on a song, and then I have Jorgen Munkeby playing the saxophone, and then I have a great rhythm section made by two friends of mine. One is Enzo Rotondaro playing the drums, and then I have Fabio Dekovic playing the bass. Those two guys are two bandmates that I also have in another band, which is a progressive metal band from Italy called Damnus. And you have the album, I think.
Yes, I have it. Yeah. I have
Did you listen
the
to that?
album.
Did you listen to that?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I've
not
listened
yet.
to
Okay.
your stuff. I've
Okay.
listened to your stuff, but not the band.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna play the song. M Psycho.
Yes, sir. I love that riff.
Thanks,
The
man.
eight string, the two, ba, ba, dum, ba, 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 bum. It's like I don't know. I
Exactly.
have just a little bit more beer just from listening to it. And so basically, I have two people, Edgar Allan saying, I knew it must be good. So, of course, he's a great guitar player. He's doing demos all over the place. So, not now, but he's um, a demonstration guitar player for Houghton Audio, for Mercurial Audio, and maybe more. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I worked. I worked with Randall amplifiers, and then
Yes.
I've been actually for a long time. I have been a PVR. So I started the whole endorsement kind of thing started with PV when I was still back in the day when I was in Italy. And
Okay.
oh, sorry, I have to stop.
The sneaky
Yeah,
backing track.
and then I worked with chicken pigs.
Oh, yeah.
I worked with Lundgren pickups from Sweden,
Yes, sir.
like making pickups for Meshuggah,
For
making pickups for
Meshuggah.
Matthias. They worked with
Really?
Matthias. Yeah.
He has Lundgren pickups on his
I
Caparison?
mean, I'm not sure about now, but I'm pretty sure that he used to.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he has some Lundgren pickups
Because I think he has
in
proprietary
before.
pickups from Caparison.
Yeah, I remember that he was working with them. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
that's why Johan Lundgren, he has been to the camp many, many times. Yeah,
Okay,
and
and so more people saying great performance. So the Talamus saying great performance and a smile. And thank you guys. So thank you for watching and listening. And Yusuf who says, whoa, amazing. So I think it's a positive thing.
good, good.
And so, yeah, of course, if you like what Dimitrio does, he has a YouTube channel. And if you look for his name tag, that you see underneath the screen, you will find him. He has a YouTube channel. He deserves all the love that he can get. And of course, you can check the music that he's playing on Spotify, looking for the same Dimitrio Scopeliti or
Yeah,
Dimitri.
I think on YouTube, this is my. Yeah, I think on YouTube, this is my. What do you call it? ID, not ID, the URL. URL, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's youtube.com.
Okay, great. But I mean, I searched for you, putting Dimitri Scopeliti, and you
Of course.
showed up.
Yeah, if you write my name, you find.
So,
And on Spotify, I have two different profiles
yeah,
because one is my solo project called Dimitry, and the other one is I have my own profile, which is Demetrio Stupeliti, which is my name, and I have
okay,
all the music that I make, also the music that I make for other people, the music that I make for different projects and stuff because they are also on that profile.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, I have two different
that's great.
because I have a lot of projects with a lot of different music.
Yeah, of course
This
you do.
year,
You're a
this
busy
year
man.
I released already 4 albums this year, 2020. So 2020 doesn't necessarily just suck.
Yeah, and I
So,
see, I saw you had also rap stuff with a French guy.
no, that's another Dimitri. No, that's another guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, because it was
I don't know.
like,
There is another guy with the same name.
okay,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, it might be the
I
first.
mean, it wasn't bad by any means.
Yeah.
It was just surprising.
Was there a guitar?
No, no, no. It was
I,
actually just electro stuff.
yeah.
But so I have some questions for you, and then
Yeah.
we will play a little bit more music. Um, so you do everything yourself, from what I understood. So composition, mixing, and everything that involves your songs. So what is your composition process? So do you do? I mean, what's your approach when composing drums? You have sometimes electronic stuff, and how do you do all of that and so fast? Because you said that you did 4 albums and they sound great, so it's not like you are doing shitty stuff super fast. I mean, there's quality in there. So, what is your secret, sir?
Well, I think there is no secret. It's just that I'm really effective, so I don't waste time. I
Okay.
have because this is just one side of me. Of course, I have a family. I'm working as music instructor in 3 different schools, and there are a lot of stuff going on all the time. But and I actually I don't have so much time for doing this, for composing. But it's something that I love more than a lot of other things that I do. So I just try to find every single week at least some time for that, and I am lucky because I'm kind of prolific in a way that I have a lot of ideas. I'm maybe driving the car and I'm developing ideas in my mind, and then when I come here and I sit down, I'm just extremely focused, and everything is just flowing. So, so instead of using a lot of time just noodling around or something, the thing is that I'm really lucky because I always have a lot of ideas coming out, and then not all the ideas are good, but then I decide what I want to release or what I want to keep there, and
Yeah, but
maybe
also even just the the process of recording and making the drums, that can be very time consuming. So do you have methods for that, or it just flows naturally?
well, in some years I kind of learn how to play the drums, and of course I'm not a great
Okay.
drummer, but I have an understanding of the instrument.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually I just write it in, like I write the tabs and stuff, you know. But
Okay.
sometimes I also play the drums. So in some songs, let's say there is a song that I'm gonna play after this, which is called Euphoria. I'm playing the drums as well. Well, of course, I play. Of course, I say of course because I play with an electronic kit, and then I use
Okay.
a superior drummer because that's actually one point. You mentioned the time consuming thing. Yeah, I try to optimize the time in a way that I don't record acoustic drums, let's say, because that is takes too long to edit, and I don't have the time. I prefer to do that with an electronic drum set, and having the sound already on my computer now. If I had to make a song tomorrow, anyway,
Okay.
and the same goes for the guitars. I don't mic the drums, even if it's fun. It's awesome, and you develop a lot of different miking technique and stuff. I have to go for something which is already in my camper, which is
Okay.
back there somewhere. You see the camper here?
Yeah, yeah, I see.
Or maybe I use like a Mercurial plugin, or I use Lampere or whatever. So my sound is already there. I don't need to mic it up. And
Okay.
like this, I really save a lot of time, and I have my presets already done, you know. And when it comes to the mix, I have a formula in a way that I developed in many years of work. And for the mastering process, I use Isotope Ozone 8, which is a great
Yeah,
software
isotope.
for mastering. I have my preset, and it's a smart system, so most of the time it's doing its job by itself, and then I adjust a little bit of EQ, maybe more compression, maybe a limiter or something, and I don't need to master for 1 week a song like I
Yeah.
used
Okay.
to
Yeah.
a day or whatever. Then it depends also on the goal. If my goal is to make an album, or it's just to release a YouTube video, or just to do a demo,
Uh huh.
or just do a mix and then I have to deliver this mix to somebody else who's gonna master it.
Okay,
So
so basically, to sum up what you've said, you have a ton of ideas all the time, and so you focus when you decide that you're going to compose. You focus on what you have to do, and so the recording is fast because you don't have to mic up everything. So you have your drum kit and a bunch of options for guitar that go direct, and
I
then
mean,
you have yeah.
still takes a lot of time, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, it optimizes it.
Yeah.
I mean, only even the fact that you have a lot of ideas, then you don't have the typical writer's block where you have time to compose, but you don't know what to compose. So that's a great tool to have,
Well,
basically.
yeah. The thing is that I always know what to do, but I'm not always sure that what I do has some quality on that. I get
Okay, yeah.
everything going. I don't really care about the way it sounds, and then I just leave it there. And the day after, I'm gonna check it out, and I'm like, usually the day that I do it, I'm like, I'm not sure this is something good, man. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that it has
actually,
quality.
didn't you share the video from the saxophone player from Shining, the guy who plays in your record? Because he's done two videos about creativity, and he talks
Ah,
about this on and off brain where you have your analyzing part and your free part, and so you basically have to do things without judging it, and then go back to it to see what you can do,
Yeah.
then re retake it freely and see what you can do from that and reanalyze it. But kind of this on and off thing where I'm doing something, I don't know if it goes somewhere or not, but something will come up, something will come out of this. So that's actually great advice.
Yeah, of course. I'm not surprised because he's a really wise guy, Jorgen. And yeah, that's basically how it is. Of course, I'm a human being. We're all human beings. When we do something, the ego comes, and then it's like, this is not good stuff, man. You didn't do it. You
Yeah.
do better than that or whatever. And then it's the time to just switch it off, and then you start again tomorrow or in next week or something. And usually I find like I'm like, oh man, this sounds great. And 1 week ago was just shit from And so I think it's the most important thing is just to let it go, just write, and then
Yes.
the rational part of the brain and try to put the pieces together in a way.
Mm.
There is a lot of my creativity in the beginning is completely improvisational, and
Okay.
and it's really instinctive in a way. So I use a lot of instinct, and then comes the second phase, which is the when you need to arrange the song, and there is a lot of thinking there. Not all
Yeah.
the
Okay.
time, but there is a lot of
No,
thinking.
but yeah. You have to figure things out. It can't all come like in off the cuff type
That's
of
why
thing.
if you listen to the music I make, most of the times, like the structure is kind of complicated. The riff, it's really easy
Uh,
because usually it's something like plug in and play, and there is an idea. But when I
yeah.
have to
Okay.
arrange the song, there is a lot of up and downs, and
Mm.
a lot of
Okay, well, I'm. It's if it's okay for you, I'm going to play another song. Just
yeah,
I'm gonna answer one question here from Indica, saying Dimitri, you're from Italy,
yeah,
Italy. So yeah,
Italy,
he's living in Norway, but he's Italian.
yeah.
It seems like every time I do a featuring on my channel, it's with Italian guitar players, but there
Yeah.
will be other. But it so
Well,
happens that
well,
he's
I'm
Italian.
Italian, but I live in Norway since like how many years now? I think it's basically 12 years. So honestly, I'm still Italian blood and stuff, but I feel like I'm more from here now. That's why
Yeah.
when I go to the free guitar camp, I almost feel like I'm home. You know, we all speak the same language. We
Yeah,
sing.
no, no, Norwegian and Swedish, most
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
time.
So I almost feel the same. Yeah. Anyways,
Okay, yeah.
your next song is called.
Snap Reloaded, and that's basically a song that I composed for the first album of Micmac called Snap, and then I rearranged it because I liked the beginning, so the riff.
I remember.
So that part, maybe this one is the one with the Devin Townsend vibes. So
But that riff, it reminds me a little bit more of Paul Gilbert kind of thing. Is that
oh
possible?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Do you like Paul
I don't
Gilbert?
know. I didn't really do his. I mean, I do that sort of stuff sometimes, but I didn't
This,
really super practice a lot.
but this is the cool thing. This is the cool thing about. Usually, I always say that like there is a huge difference between technique and music in a way. But
Yeah,
sometimes you can get some inspiration from technique in a way. From
of
technical
course,
side stuff like that. Yeah. If
and
you
you can
manage
also call.
if you manage to make it work in a musical way, of course, like you did.
Uh, of course, we can argue. Maybe this song is a little bit too technique based, but we can argue that later. But I mean, it depends on what you call technique, because working on playing your instrument, whether it's like a super quick thing, or that is also technique. Not that I'm a
Yes.
blues guitar player or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Of course.
that's also technique. So
Yeah.
you need
A bending,
technique in
a
order
bending is
to.
part of technique. A vibrato
Yeah,
is
yeah,
part.
yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, and basically, so this song I composed it for Micmac. I liked the intro. The rest I didn't like it so much. I mean, it's a good song, but it's a big chunk of a song. So it can be a little bit too much sometimes when listening to it. And so basically, I said, okay, let's redo things in order to see if we can do something better. and I really like the instrumental version. And because it's not exactly the same song, I didn't call it Snap Instrumental or whatever. So it's Snap Reloaded, because I don't know, I like the sort of, I don't know, post-apocalyptic vibes in the sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do the
Yeah, always.
you know, checking the level stuff. Um, so okay.
And I'm gonna mute my microphone this time.
So is the level okay? Well, it should
Yeah, to
seem.
me, it's good. If it's good for you, the balance between the guitar and the backing track, yeah. Woo!
So
There we
that's a
go.
quick one. That's a quick one, just for fun.
Cool. There was some Dream Theater there.
Maybe, I mean, maybe the proggy
Yeah.
stuff, because you know it goes back and forth from halftime and double time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I take it as a compliment.
But usually this is with vocals or this is instrumental.
This one is instrumental, but basically, I've done a rearrangement, because usually you have
Yeah.
this. So, going the background, so it's like, I've been searching for too long, I don't know what to say in this song. And it's funny that, I mean, that's why I wanted to play that song at that point, because this song basically I had, I mean, for the Micmac album, I had all the instrumental part, but I didn't know what to talk about, and so it was sort of writer's block sort of situation, and I had to write it in order for the album to be on time and stuff. So I wrote the lyrics about the fact that I couldn't write the lyrics. So it's all I've been searching for too long. I don't know how to write this song. Don't know how to what to speak, what to say in this song. I think the music came naturally, but I got problems with rhymes. No, I won't finish on time. It's and so it's called Snab because the file, the Guitar Pro file, was called Sans nom la Bartok. So without a name in a Bartok. So the Mixolydian sharp four.
Uh-huh.
So that is what is called Snap, and that was just a rearrangement because I liked it. So it's I know it's a quick one. Maybe I will do a longer version for other occasions, but I know it's too
maybe you can do an acoustic version with just acoustic guitar and vocal.
with
Because I think that riff you played before and that you sang over, it will sound great with an acoustic guitar, in my opinion.
okay. I didn't think of it, but these chords sound great on an acoustic. The
Yeah, you don't
so
think it would sound great?
yeah. These
Yeah, that's what I
would
mean.
sound
That's what
great.
I mean. That part. That part.
Okay, yeah. I can maybe do that. Thank you for the idea.
Great. No problem. No problem.
If I
We're
earn
going.
money from it, I will
Yeah,
give you some
exactly.
royalties.
Exactly. We're gonna share the royalties. But I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Is there any difference between the gear you use in the studio compared to the gear you use live, or you use the same?
Uh, for the moment, now no, because the time shows. But basically, if I go live, imagine I go live, the XFX3 stays in the studio, and that's kind of my studio setup. And then live, I would either have an AX8, so fractal AX8.
You have that?
Yeah. I have that, or I also have a pedal board built around the preamp, Dison VH4 preamp, and so I have the Torpedo Cab M and some effects in there. And I mean, it depends because the last show I did in February what was with the AX8, and so it sounded great. The only thing is that now that I have the XFX3, it sounds much better.
Do you use the
So
same? Can you use the same
presets.
preset? Yeah.
I don't know. I know you can. I mean, probably, but it will always sound the same. Sound better on the XFX3
Okay.
because it has much more power and stuff. CPU. I mean, I'm not really a nerd in the technical part of that. But so basically, yeah, my studio setup is the Fractal XFX3, and it goes digitally directly into an RME Fireface 802, and that's basically it. Because then, I mean, the microphone, the SM7B goes into the audio interface too. But I mean, I'm gonna try the Ampero next week, so I'm gonna
But do you use
get it next week.
do you use amps sometimes?
No, I had a Blackstar HT30 at one HT50 at one point, and with Red Machete. So my first band as a lead singer and lead guitar player, I played with that, and it was fun. But then it wasn't really what I was looking for, and now it's kind of always getting the best all around option, because amps aren't reliable. I mean, if I'm not working with an amp company and I can't really rely on, oh, my amp just died, can I go to the closest music store and rent one or whatever? If I don't have that relation, I won't go for an amp. The real thing about amps is that whenever I have the pleasure of trying one, whether it's at a trade show or a store or whatever, there's a thing. I mean, there's more bite to it. I mean, there's something physically happening when you play through an amp, but playing a gig is much more than just the sound. Is also the fact that you have to carry it around, the fact that it
Yeah.
doesn't have to die while you're playing. So I try to keep it as simple as possible and not really rely on the sound guy. So it's just plain and simple an XLR. That's my sound.
Yeah.
Just
Do you use in
open.
ear?
Yeah, I use in here. Yeah, but
How do
that's
do you use it directly from the XFX, or do you use it
no. I
from
have
the?
no from the sound guy. In order to have the guitars, but mainly the vocals, because that's the point. I mean, I can get away with not listening, not hearing the guitar, um, not really not listening the backing track because that way I don't know if I'm playing great or not. But I can get away with not listening the guitar correctly. But the vocals, it's I mean such a fragile thing.
That's good.
So basically, I tend to overmix the vocals so that I sing as quiet as possible. And I mean, I have to see if the Ampero works live
Yeah.
because it's such a
With
small
Ampero,
thing.
basically, but I was still thinking like I do. I play mostly by myself instrumental music, but
Yeah, yeah.
alone stage. So I was just thinking about how I do it. That's why I get the in ear from the Ampero, because the Ampero is connected to the PC via USB, and then I'm monitoring myself from directly from the Ampero, so I hear both backing track and Ampero, But of course, in a band situation, it's a different story. Of course, you need to rely on the sound guy anyways. Anyway, the good
Well,
stuff with the amp that you have the amp behind you, which is something that helps in a way because you always hear a little bit more the guitar. But if you use the
uh-huh.
in-ear, it doesn't really matter, especially if you have professional in-ears. They are gonna isolate you almost completely from the
Yeah.
other guys, I guess. So,
But so yeah, basically to answer your question, my studio setup is fixed, sort of over. I may get some extra stuff if I happen to demo amps, like going through a Torpedo Live or things like that.
yeah,
But for my use now, it's finished and perfect. I still have to have some acoustic treatment, but that will come at one point. I need my wife to help me, and we are really busy in that moment. So we basically see each other in the house and say, "Oh, you are here. Oh, I'm still here." Also, but so we have to have time for that. And then I mean, live. If I have one show, it will probably be either the pedalboard or the AX8, but I'm open for new stuff. I mean, if the Ampero works and it's a thing that I can just carry in the guitar, in the guitar case, that will probably do the trick. So yeah, I'm open to trying stuff.
yeah. I
And
usually use the Ampero Live and the Camper or some plugins in the studio. Sometimes I use the amp, but most of the time when I get some amp, let's say I did some work with Mezza Barba amps. You know Mezza Barba? It's a company from Italy. They're really known now all over.
yeah, yeah,
And because the distribution, the guy from the distribution in Norway is an Italian guy, he's a friend of mine.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He drove me a couple of hats that I tried out, and I made some demos for them. Then I mic'd the cab, of course, because I had to do some
Okay, yeah,
demos
yeah.
for them. But the sound of the amps were great, so I just stored the sound in the camper. So that
Mm.
basically, I think 90% of the times I use the camper. I might be, I don't know, maybe not the 90, maybe the 60% of the time. And then I can use some plugins
Okay.
sometimes if I want to do something
Yeah, I mean,
specific.
I saw that you did that at the Free Guitar Camp and it worked for you, but I don't really want to rely on a computer for that. Maybe I'm old school, but I mean, I use modeling apps, so I'm not that old school.
Yeah,
But I mean, what you have with Mezza Barba, Mezza Barbara, Mezza Barba,
yeah,
I know it's Mezza something. I've seen demos from them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Barba is
So
beer, so it's
okay.
half.
Half beard. Okay, so Mezza Barba, what you have with them and Randall is a great thing, and I think that if for one show at soundcheck the amp dies, you can quickly call the distributor and figure something out. The problem when you are just a consumer is that you are basically screwed. So
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I remember when I was back in the day when I was a kid, and the big I didn't have to pay anything. So I have the system, but of course, if an amp, I didn't have two amps with me because I didn't even have the space for two amps. So if the amp was breaking, either the opening band was giving me an amp, or I had to use
Okay.
the pod. At that time the pod, the line 6 pod, because like before, like in the last 10 years, I've been playing live a little bit less compared to before. Before I was always playing live, almost every day. Actually, when I was playing,
Yeah.
when with Arcadia we were touring,
Okay. Yeah.
a lot of times it happened. A lot of times, sometimes it happened that I broke an amp, like the fuse was gone or something was wrong with the amp. Like the fuse was broken or whatever. And
But so that's what I was saying. I mean, if you
yeah,
have a relationship with a brand, then it's easier to fix things and replace stuff. So that's why I mean, I like playing through real amps, and I'm open to try stuff. I mean, I don't
nowadays,
currently work with any brands, so I'm open for to try at least things. But yeah, for the moment and for my back, and because I don't want to rely on anybody, I just bring my own pedal board, whether it's the two notes pedal board or the AX8. I bring that, and so yeah, maybe the Ampero works, and I will do that. But so I have one question from Engin Tekin. So while composing, do you guys sometimes feel you're stuck in some similar melodies? And what do you do to overcome this situation? And one last question: do you get inspired by some different styles of music? So you almost already answered that, but go ahead.
I mean, of course, it happens a lot of time that I play similar melody, especially if I'm gonna write 3 songs this week. Probably this week I'm gonna be inspired in a way that let me write more a kind of music in a way. It's really difficult that this week I'm gonna write like one death metal song and a new age one in a way, if you know what I mean. So I might be noodling around more or less in the same area, if you know what I mean, in the same kind of bubble. Yeah. And and I don't really care about that because I write a lot of music, and then this is not the time now to judge what is good and what is bad, what is gonna be in the album, what is gonna be on another album, what is gonna be rearranged and something. So I just really don't think so much. I don't think almost at all. I just write. If it's good music, I'm gonna use it. Otherwise, I'm gonna throw it in the garbage afterwards. And do you get inspired by different style of music? Yes, all the time. I listen to different stuff. I can listen to pop music and listen to black metal. I can listen to jazz, listen to electronic stuff. There is just good music and bad music, and that's it. And I love playing metal. I'm a metal guitar player, so everything that I play anyway goes through an A-string guitar and a high gain amp. But I have really a lot of influences that are coming
Mm.
from my writing process.
Yeah,
And you
that's the main
can actually hear it.
that's the main thing about basically not thinking too much about whether you are playing originally or not, because in the end we are all original people, and so even if we play the same song, you and me, it won't sound the same. um,
And
and
that's
well, we are.
the beauty of it.
Yeah. And so basically, I listen to a lot of disco and electro swing and stuff like that. Of course, I listen to metal and also a little bit of video game music with Mick Gordon. The main reason I want
Ah,
to try.
that guy is great. I have
Yeah.
a couple of soundtracks they did, the Doom
Yeah.
and the other one, which is the Wolfstein.
Yeah. Wolfenstein. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfstein. And but I don't know what happened to Doom Eternal.
Well, basically, Doom Eternal, he didn't mix everything. So
Yeah,
some tracks are mixed by Mick Gordon, and some tracks are mixed by another guy. And it was basically in a rush, so it was hyper compressed and
but
almost.
where is that released? I didn't see anything around.
Oh, it's on Spotify, I think. Um,
I don't really
I don't know. I haven't checked it out, but it supposedly is on Spotify. I know that the whole thing was because when you bought the deluxe edition of the game, you got also the CD. And so the people who got the CD realized that it wasn't that as high quality as Doom 2016. But I mean, the songs, some songs still kick ass, and so basically, I listened to that and a lot of stuff. And the good thing about noticing that uh, whatever you do, you will be a guitar player, do metal guitar player doing this type of thing or this other, is that there's no point in trying for me to sound like a very roots jazz player, because even if I get some ideas from a saxophone player or Pat Martino or whatever, um, in the end, in order to make it my own, it will sound like, okay, this is a little bit jazzy stuff, but from a metal point of view. So yeah, and about the getting stuck composing the same things, I sometimes, and I did a video about how to deal with writer's block, and that's basically, well, how I deal with writer's block, because there's not a perfect way of dealing with it. But so basically that's what I do. I mean, try to get a little bit of distance from that, try to you know try some stuff, and if I feel like I'm doing I mean, well, I go in depth in the video, so if you're really interested, just watch the video, it's already out there. But I mean, basically, if I feel like I'm doing the same thing all the time, well, I will just force myself to go on another direction. So whether it's starting a solo from another song, from another note, sorry, or I don't know, putting a MIDI sequence or whatever. So yeah, that's my way of dealing with that sort of stuff. So Ugur says, nice. So thank you. Yusuf says, clap, clap. So thank you also. Fatih, the awesome Fatih says, wonderful performance. Thank you very much. And APC crazy to go, waiting for passengers. Passengers says hi. So hello.
I think he means this.
Yeah. I'm gonna just put this a little bit away because it's not beautiful to see the trash can.
Ah, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, let me see. I have some questions for you. If you hear me still, yeah, you still hear me because you are not using it. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Tell me.
Because I noticed that, of course, you're getting more and more popular on YouTube. You're getting more and more subscribers and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself like a YouTuber, even if I release a lot of music on YouTube. But it's more like I use YouTube more for releasing music in a way. So
Yeah.
I get a song done, and then I release that on Spotify probably and iTunes and stuff. And I have a music video with that. And then I probably do like a gear video and stuff like that. Do you have any tips, suggestions, or ideas for new YouTubers? How to get more subscribers? How to get the ball rolling in a way?
Sure. I mean, the first thing is that I am lucky. The people who are watching this, I call them the justice warriors, because basically, sort of 2 months ago, my YouTube channel skyrocketed from 400 or so subscribers to more than 10,000. And it was basically because it went viral on a Turkish equivalent of Reddit, and a guy shared my channel, saying, well, my story and the fact that I had been posting for 3 years and that nothing had really happened. I was happy with my 400 subscribers, by the way. But and so that's how, I mean, everybody came and shared a lot of love and saying, yeah, we're here to support you. And at first it was really crazy and a little bit I was a little bit afraid. But then when I realized what was happening, it was very gratifying. And so basically, that's how this whole thing happened, and it's transformed how my YouTube channel looks and what's happening, because now it's a community and we share. And I mean, some ideas for my videos come from the comment section, so that's sort of a great way of communicating. But basically, what I've always tried to do and what I still try to do is to not become a YouTuber doing YouTube content, like
Yeah, the
reaction
kind of
to,
YouTuber. I understand.
yeah, like reaction to the reaction of this trendy stuff. Um, I mean, it works for them, and I don't like it a lot. I don't like it at all. And also from a YouTube watcher, because I watch YouTube a lot, basically. I find super annoying the fact that you have all these very great non-YouTubers, and some are great. There's no problem with that. But I mean, the type of YouTubers I'm talking about. So they are guitar players. I go to their channels. They have like 1,000 videos, and I don't want to watch any of it because it's like content for content's sake. It's sort of empty content, always 10 minutes and more, talking about nothing, basically. So what I've always tried to do, and what I feel works in the end, is to cut through the noise. um, don't It's tempting to go one way or another and saying, "Ah, I don't know what to talk about and I have to do a video this week and stuff." But you can, and you're a guitar teacher, so you are already providing value every day. But so that's basically my way of thinking about YouTube, is that doing stuff that I would want to watch, doing stuff that I would have loved to be told before, talking about the music industry, talking about composition, always giving value. And then my songs is just like, I mean, you like it or you don't like them, there's no problem with that. So I put them out, and that's my main goal. So the most important thing for me is for people to listen to my music, and that's why I have the original music playlist, and that's my main thing. That's where I'm super happy. Then I have the Professor Antoine, where I feel like I give value to people. Then I have sometimes storytelling videos, but it's basically about talking about an experience that can provide value to people. So always this type of, uh, is it really useful for people? If it's not, then keep it to yourself. And so that's basically it. And of course, one thing that I've done, and it's kind of my in between, between the YouTube stuff and what I love, it's the metal covers. So that the good thing about that is that people are looking for them. So some curious people are going to look for, I don't know, La Vie en Rose metal cover, and if it hasn't been covered a ton of times, well, you will show up in the results. So that's sort of a great thing to start growing. And basically, my first 400 subscribers, I got them that way. So doing metal covers and um, yeah, so doing metal covers and trying to make them my way. Because the problem with metal covers is that if you do them all the time every week, is that you end up listening to shitty music that you don't like all the time, in order to see if you can make a metal cover of it. And of course, I some music that is not metal, some musics are great, there's no problem with that. And there are musics that I love that I've metal covered. But most of the time, you're listening to music that you don't like in order to see what you are going to do. So it's not a very good way of working. But yeah, basically, it's just being yourself as much as you can. Um, and if people like you in real life, it's just a matter of time before someone discovers you on YouTube and says, "I want more of him because he's a nice guy. I like his music, or I like how he's talking and stuff." So doing that, thinking a little bit about how YouTube works. That's the metal cover stuff. But yeah, finding your way in that and not really thinking too much, because I started doing the solos of my Micmac's first album. Started doing that. The video quality was so, and the audio quality was so too. But I did them, and I got used to making one video a week. And then stopped for a month, saying, okay, what can I do now? Started with the metal covers, and did that for a long while, and then now it's a little bit more whatever I want, but always trying to provide value. So
Yeah.
that would be my long advice to YouTube, for the
How many
YouTube thing.
videos do you how many videos do you do every, let's say, week? Do you have like a rule? Do you do 3 videos, or it depends on the week, or you
I
do
have basically
one?
Uh, I do one video a week, and now I'm going to go back to also one live stream every 2 weeks. So the live stream is just to meet people and basically chit chat. So I provide value, but it's more like getting involved with people, and it's super fun because people show up and they have questions. So it's more of a relation there with a part of the community. So that's the thing. I I kind of find a way to do good videos at um, that speed, like doing one video a week. That's a good way for me. Of course, if I did more videos, maybe the channel would grow more. But it's always
Well,
finding
it
the
depends
balance.
because it depends. I think it's more important to invest your time in quality instead of quantity. In a way that it might be that if you do more videos, that you might get opposite reaction. Like maybe you burn some fans out in a way. You know what I mean? Because you did too
Yeah,
many
yeah, yeah,
videos.
I get it. I mean,
Might
in
be.
the end, but it's because, well, YouTube tends to encourage you to do more and more and more. But in the end, you gotta be able to look at your channel. I sometimes do that and just scroll through the videos, just the little images, and say, okay, yeah, I can stand behind everything. There's nothing I regret. There are some songs that have some technical issues, but I can defend everything, and everything makes sense. There's not like, okay, that was a sponsorship or a video without content. It's very easy when you are in the rush to try and say, oh yeah, fuck it, I will do this. But in the end, um, it's always better to calm down and be able to then look at what you've done and say, yeah, it's good. And I mean, I've been lucky, but I've worked for it. I've made sure that my videos were better each time, with better camera, but also better composition, better sound, mixing skills and stuff. So always making sure that what I can do, I do it better, and then what you can control, just try not to think of it too much. But yeah, in the end, when you do something good long enough, you will get some sort of good feedback.
Yeah.
I have one question, I think, from Rifki Reyes, saying, hello there, I have a question for you. Does the color green mean something to you? Because green theme dominates. Well, the green stuff started with my Kiso Aries 7. It was a green guitar, and that was just, I like it. And then people tend to notice it a lot, and I said, well, maybe there's something to to do with it. And I really like green, it's my favorite color, so it's not a coincidence. But I said, okay, let's put green all over the place, and that's what I've done, even though this one is a little bit less green than the other
But is it?
guitar.
Do you have a green guitar? Is that a coincidence, or you really wanted to
The
have
first
that?
one, the first one was sort of a coincidence. So the Kison,
Yeah.
it was just because the in stock seven string that they had with the tremolo was
Was
green.
it headless?
But what? No, no, it wasn't headless. The Aries, it's what I play in the first videos and a lot of videos on my channel. Now I play only the Strandberg because it's so much better. But so yeah, it's just my favorite color, and people tend to notice it, so I stick with it.
Cool. Let me see. Another question. This is the green one. How do you see the music business in 2020?
How do I see the music business in 2020?
Like being a
Um,
guitar being a guitar player, a professional guitar player? How do you see like the next couple of months where we're going and how it's going to be after this pandemic period? If we are going to develop some
so
kind of
multiple
different
things.
business model or something?
So back in the day, in the 90s and stuff like that, you had to work hard and then hope for the best
But
in order to get this.
you were not even born at that time.
In the 90s, yeah, I was born, but basically before the internet, you had to hope for the best, more or less.
Yeah,
Now it's basically up to you. Of course, there's a little bit of luck involved in how quickly stuff evolve, but it's so up to you. I have a lot of musician friends who say, "Yeah, I should have a YouTube channel," and I always say, "Yeah, go ahead, do it." uh, and they don't, because I don't know,
yeah,
maybe they are afraid, or I mean, I had a guy saying in 2015 that YouTube was dead. I mean, I've grown my channel uh, like in the past 2 months, and I've been doing videos since 2016 or
yeah.
2017.
There was also a guy telling me that YouTube is finished and the new thing is Twitch. There was this
Yeah, I
new thing.
mean,
I was
so
like,
YouTube is
okay, and
not
I was
going.
like, okay, I understand. I understand what he means. He probably doesn't mean what he's saying. He probably means that there is this new channel which is called Twitch, and
Yeah, I mean, it's all the vibes, and in the end you have to. So now you just have to find what platform suits you best. I'm not a very social media kind of guy. I'm not a lot into Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Of course, it's fun sometimes, and when people react, it's fun. But I've never been a lot in Facebook or Instagram. I'm mainly on YouTube, and it's always been like YouTube has been my baby since the beginning. It's like, yeah, YouTube is the way. People spend more time watching your video on YouTube, even if it's just 2 minutes. On social media, sometimes it's 2 seconds. So what can you do in 2 seconds, really? So that was the thing. And going forward, I mean, it's not like I'm on the top of the world or anything, but I feel like that's a good thing that comes with the new music business, is that you don't really get, the gatekeeper, the label that says, okay, you can have a musical career but you can't. Now do whatever, and if your music is good enough, you will have an audience. A bigger or smaller, you probably won't be the next Rolling Stones, but who will? I mean, but you don't really need to have that kind of an audience to live from your passion. And so that's a good thing for a guitar player. The not so good thing, and I really don't know how. I was talking to my wife about it just before the live, so it's fun that you ask it, because in France, COVID-19 is kind of piking again, having um, a resurgence, like a second wave, and so there are talks about um, putting some regions in lockdown and stuff like that. And I was like, man, of course you have the live stream stuff, and it's great, because you have this direct interaction with people. You can answer. I mean, it's another thing, but I love live music. I mean, as a listener, but as a player, I love it. Even in front of two people, there's something there, and I don't want it to go away, not at all. So I hope that we will find a way of doing stuff, and I mean, there's so much money involved that something has to come up of this. So I'm trying to be hopeful and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, from a making money point of view, you can do YouTube videos and Skype lessons. That's what I do. Um, all my time is YouTube, Skype lessons, and composing music, and that gets me through the month. By the way, I give Skype lessons if anyone is interested. just contact me. I'm very easily findable. So, but so that's a great thing about the new now, and we'll see how live music evolves. Um, I mean, it shall come to a normal point at some to a normal to the normal ways at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think
like,
about it?
yeah, well, when I mean, the second part of the speech, it didn't, nothing really changed with me. I mean, with me so far since the beginning of the outbreak. Of course, I lost a lot of possibilities because I was supposed to do some great stuff that didn't happen. That I was looking forward to do.
I don't really hear you too much. Can you maybe just raise up the level? Because
I get closer.
yeah, please.
Yep. Let me. Okay. Let me. Camera. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's just
Yeah.
that being
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it didn't really change so much my life since the beginning of the outbreak because I didn't really play live so much in the last years, but I was doing really cool stuff. Sometimes I was playing like the NAM show, I was playing the music messe. This year, the music messe, I was supposed to play great gigs. I was supposed to release my guitar. I was supposed to play the Randy Rhoads tribute together with Gus G, together with Bumblefoot, together with um, Jennifer Button and Tony McAlpine, which was amazing. But of course, it didn't happen, so I lost that possibility. It will come back maybe in the future, maybe not. I have no idea. And Music China is gonna get cancelled, and the next NAM show is gonna get cancelled and stuff like that. But I mean, economically speaking, nothing really changed because I'm a guitar instructor. I do a lot of Skype lessons. I do a lot of private lessons, which are on Skype now because of the pandemic and stuff like that. And I teach in other two schools, so it didn't really affect me. I was already like, not actually prepared to that, but it was already, I have a lot of friends who they were like, "How do you manage to make a living now? We can play and stuff." I was like, "Man, I'm not playing so much anyway in this period. I just do some special gigs, which are more like because I want to do them instead of doing for the money anyway." You know, that's why I don't play so much commercial music because I'm lucky because I do a lot of teaching, and I don't need to go all around and play music that I probably don't like to. I did that in the beginning; it was okay, and I still think it's okay for other people to do that. It's just not for me. And going back to the beginning of the speech, like the music business was back in the day, I think nowadays, comparing to the old days, it didn't really change so much. I mean, of course, you don't sell the CDs, you don't sell the albums, you gain way less money on that. That's obvious. But was it easier before? No, it was not easier. Was it impossible before? No, it was not. I mean,
No, I
nowadays
feel
you have,
like it's easier now. It depends more on
well,
you now.
yeah, well, I think it was basically pretty similar before because yeah, you have the gatekeeper, of course, like Nuclear Blast Record. If they didn't sign you, you couldn't have an album released and distributed in the stores. But I remember when I made demos with my band, it was more or less like the same on YouTube now in a way. I mean, we were making a demo, we were selling that to friends, and we were growing up a fan base. You know what I mean? Of course, at that time, maybe you needed to have the record label to do the jump to the next level. At the same time, I think the do-it-yourself attitude was working pretty good at that time as well. I remember I was actually with my band when I was like 17 or 18 or something back in the day in Italy. We sold a lot of cassettes of the first demo we did, you know, and we got more money comparing to any other album that I'm releasing nowadays. And the stuff, I mean, of course, the music was what it was. I mean, the quality of the music was a snapshot of the kind of musician that I was at that time. You know what I mean? But so I think the way the tools changed because nowadays you use the internet, you use YouTube, and the record labels are gone in a way because they don't have any
Mm.
power anymore. I mean, me and a record label more or less we are the same at the same level. I can distribute the music myself. I don't
No,
need
they can only offer like a service saying we will do things for you and we know better what to do. but yeah, they have much less power than before. And
I mean,
because we're
yeah.
talking about the subject, I had one question for you, saying what would be your advice for a young artist trying to make it in the music industry in some way or another, like how to make a living out of it. So I'm asking for a friend, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing that you said, it was like you knew since the beginning that YouTube was your baby. That is really important because that's why you got more and more popular on YouTube because you had a clear vision in advance of what was going to happen. You already kind of dreamt about that, so you had the plan. It was just about finding the way to make the plan working. Is it
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, I think that the most important thing is that you need to really work hard, and it's not just like a sentence; it is the reality. You know, you just need to be motivated, and you just need to keep going, follow your instinct. Don't. I mean, you can rely on some people giving advice and stuff like that, but you know, there are a lot of people out there who just give you the wrong advice. So I think you need to follow yourself. You know? And if
There's
you
a
do that,
phrase that yeah, there's a phrase that Ia said. So Matthias Ia Eklund, but because he's our friend, we call him Ia.
of course, our
That's so
brother.
yeah, yeah. He calls me brother. He could be my father, but I don't say that to him because I don't want him to feel old. So I call him brother too.
Yeah.
But
But
so yeah,
next time I'm gonna call him. Yes, father.
yes,
That's it.
father, yes, father, father Eklund. But so Ia said at one point, if you do something bad long enough, people will end up seeing it as right. Because he's done so many things badly. Like you listen some of his tracks, it's kind of preposterous, and he has a song where it's do 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 do. He's done some crazy stuff that if it wasn't for him, you would say, ah, what? But that's basically how he's grown. He says that he's in the music business. I mean, he works in the music business, but he's not in there. So you take what you have to take. You follow your instincts, like you said, and
I mean, if
you,
there would be a lot of yeah,
yeah.
we had the internet connection problem. Now we are back.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Basically, it's just doing anything is hard now. Anything, even finding a normal job, will be hard. But of course, deciding to live from your passion and being self sufficient and being free is harder. But the thing is, I sometimes have doubts, and I'm not completely living out of it. I'm still, working on it and stuff like that, and it's not easy every day. But even when it's hard, stopping is never an option. I always talk to my wife about it and saying, "Okay, it's hard, but I don't see myself doing anything else. But really, nothing else. Like, I mean, sometimes when I'm with my friends, I'm the funny guy, so they says, "Oh, you should try stand-up comedy," and that would be another super difficult thing to do because I know how to be original playing music, but I mean, I don't want to be the seventh guy talking about the subway in Paris. This sort of stuff where almost every comedian is talking about the same thing. So. Um, Doing anything is going to be hard, so you just have to be stubborn and perfectionist and keep going until until something happens. Because I mean, we did a European tour with my band, the Micmac, and it was our first tour as a band. I did other tours as myself, but with Micmac it was the first tour, and things happen. I mean, probably the I mean we have met people with which we will probably work later, just in that tour. I mean, from being there and from moving, you meet people and you meet the right people and things happen. So by doing stuff, things happen. uh, so yeah, it's just keep going and don't stop. That's what Ia always says to me when we talk about the music industry and stuff. He says, "Whatever you do, never stop."
Yeah, and there will be
and
some
that
people. There will be some people telling you along the way that what you want to do it's impossible. You don't need to
and
listen to that because if you think
and
it's
it's
impossible, you're gonna find a way to make it work in a way or
and
another.
it's not impossible because dumber people than you have done it.
Absolutely.
Maybe I have another question on the subject. So that's the advice. Well, I kind of wanted to congratulate you on your album because there's some songs that I really dig, and I find your composition
Thank you.
skills are great.
Thank
So
you.
very very nice. So observing the thinker, I really liked it. You know when the double time kicks in the beginning and also the middle section. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, just listen to his solo album. I mean, and in the end, there's sort of a very almost epiphany
You know
type
what?
of ending.
You know what? This is a sign. Okay, the song that started after I play M Psychosis was observing the finger. So I have it here if you want
Yeah,
to listen just part. Should we
yeah,
do
okay,
that?
yeah. Go ahead.
So you say the last part?
First, the beginning where you have the double thing. You know the drums.
You mean this song, right?
Yeah,
Of course, this is the backing track. There is the solo
yeah, yeah,
missing and
yeah.
stuff. Probably you mean the part that is coming now. Here there is tapping. It's not there. I don't even
Yeah, that
remember how to play it.
that is like super energetic stuff. So that was a great track. That really was a great track.
And you probably meant this part when the song is kind of going quieter.
Yeah, that's sort of like a
Here there are some mandolins. Of course, being Italian, I play mandolin. And mandolin has 8 strings, anyways. You know that?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same.
Not exactly.
No, it's a bit different. Yeah. And
And
yeah,
and so I have one question because
yeah.
what you're going to play Euphoria, so no Ocean 51, but does Ocean 51 have something to say to do with the Area 51? You
Yeah,
know
in a
the
way, yes, yes, because it's the idea is of having an area 51 in under the ocean. You know,
okay,
so it's basically the same thing. I really like those science fiction things
okay,
that sometimes are less science fiction than we think, and I always watch science fiction movies, and I'm really kind of how can we say, I really like those science fiction things. You know, I watch a
okay,
lot of movies, read books, even like about philosophy and a lot of a lot of philosophical things and a lot of fantasy things in general. So and
that's really great.
that's how I get a lot of inspiration. That's why my music,
Mm,
I got a lot of people who told me that the music is cinematic, and I believe it is because
yeah,
every time I write something, there is some kind of image,
I mean it's the
some
same
kind
thing. It conveys emotion and makes you feel things just like movies.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I get inspiration from a movie to write a song, even if there are no lyrics. Sometimes there are lyrics, maybe because I'm writing for another band or whatever. But most of the times I just
uh,
write music. I don't write so many lyrics, and I get a lot of
okay,
inspiration from movies, soundtracks, and stuff like, or even pictures, or yeah. those kind of
And
things.
so also, well, I also told you at the Freaky Star Camp, but the riff, it's from the other album, so Out of Complications. So sorry. The Last Night Fire is an amazing 8-string riff, so you
Right?
really have to check that out. And well, maybe we wrap things up. You play, I play, and we say bye
Yeah,
bye to people.
yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna play Euphoria,
Yes,
which is a song that I named after a plugin, a Mercurial plugin that I use at the camp, which is called Euphoria. The song is called
yes.
Euphoria. The plugin is called, it is the same plugin I use here.
And of course,
So
if you get the plugin, you will play as good as Dimitri. It's
of
how
course,
plugins work.
and you're gonna write the same song. Okay, let me find.
Oh, and I'm gonna answer very quickly. Someone asks if we can play Blind Guardian. No, but he can play Dimitri stuff, and I can play Antoine Mikhtarian stuff. That's good enough.
And the blind guardian can play our stuff. I don't know.
Maybe ask the guitar player from Blind Guardian.
Blind Guardian is a really good band. Never been my kind of stuff. I think they
Oh, I
are.
listen to it because Lisa is into power metal stuff. So I have one album that I like, and the song "Fly," if he knows what I'm talking about, has some groovy vibes. So I really like it. And so, do you like Rammstein? I do.
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah, I love them. Yeah, and you know what? The riff of the first song you play, it reminds me a little bit of Rammstein. So maybe you got some inspiration from Rammstein,
Oh yeah,
perhaps. Yeah, because when I heard
perhaps.
the riff, I was like, this sounds kind of Rammstein, really groovy, and
Uh
they
huh.
have kind of a Metallica Black Album feeling in a way, and a lot of
Okay.
riffs
Yeah.
and stuff, a lot of strokes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I got it right.
Go on. Yeah. What
Did I get it right?
did you get right? What the Metallica and Rammstein
No,
thing?
yeah, the Rammstein influence.
I mean, I listen to it's not conscience if it's the question.
Yeah,
Sometimes I try to write in the way of that, and I mean, I have one song where I do this stuff. That,
and you know what? Even the sound a little bit reminds about them.
so
And of
that
course,
has a little bit.
like you said, of course, you're not thinking about that. But like I told you before, you have the influence
Mm,
which is inside you. It's part of your music
yeah,
influence. So of course, I have a lot of Queen. I don't listen to much Queen, so much Queen nowadays, but I did back in the day, and I
yeah.
still
Yeah,
have
so it's part of you,
that kind of
of course.
melodic inspiration. Same with Iron Maiden. Even if I never listened to Iron Maiden, but I still have
Mm,
that thing or Fear Factor or whatever. Even if I play an instrumental song like progressive or whatever, I still have like the Fear Factor kind of riff thing sometimes.
mm.
It's just unconscious. Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah, go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
sir.
play. I'm gonna play Euphoria. This is a new song, so it has been released just as a single. It's gonna
Okay.
be on the next album, which probably is gonna be released sometimes in 2021. And hopefully, I'm gonna do some live dates. Otherwise, you're gonna find me on YouTube, Facebook, and doing the same thing as the last 7, 8 months, which is okay anyway. Anyways, this is Euphoria. Yeah, it's kind of warm.
That was great.
Thanks. Thanks. It's kind of really warm.
I think it's a great ending song. What do you think?
I think you can play your last song. This is
I can
gonna
play
be
my last song.
yeah. This is gonna be like how can we say? Fade the show out. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you very much. And look forward to play with you again in the future. We can do a collaboration, playing something together, release the video together or whatever. Thank you very much
Yeah,
to all the people on your YouTube account who has been here and sent a lot of messages. Thank you very much
yeah.
to all the people following on my Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna release a new video on Monday, which is gonna be the song that you were talking about, the Last Night Fire, performed at the Free Guitar Camp.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much to everyone who has followed. Those who are watching this on my YouTube channel, of course, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Dimitrios Scapelletti, aka Dimitri. He's a nice guy, as you can see. Scapelletti, sorry. Um, so very nice guy and great guitar player, as you can see. So yeah, check him out. And for those watching on his side of this video, welcome to my channel, and let's have fun together. I mean, my channel is great.
What is the address of your YouTube channel?
It's
YouTube.com.
Antoine Mikhtarian. Just look for that, and you will find me on YouTube and even
And
Facebook, whatever.
Your next and last song is called
Fluffy is back, and it's a song about my cat.
Yeah, I saw the video with the cat.
Okay,
So I
so
kind of figured it out.
maybe.
And it's the swing kind of stuff.
Yeah. So is this loud enough?
More.
So what has to go up?
The backing track, but I mean, as long as you hear it good enough, it's gonna be good for us. Actually.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be the same monitor, so you just make the monitoring like
Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna just mute this up.
Woo! Great job, man.
Thank you, and great job to you too.
Thank you very much, and I see you next time. Thank you very much to
Yep.
everybody. See
All
you on
right.
YouTube or something. Cool. Cheers.
Ciao.